Alrighty guys, welcome back. So we have two of the big box expansions for Talisman, the Magical Quest game, revised to 4th edition. We have the City expansion and we have the Woodland expansion. So we're going to put this one aside for right now and let's open up the City expansion and find out what's inside the box. Take off the plexi shrink wrap so that way our hopefully we won't get as much glare. So the City expansion. A city of wealth and opportunity beckons for the brave travelers seeking the crown of command. The city is a place of both potential and great peril. Wandering the streets, a visitor may find the master artisan, influential merchants, remorseless criminals, and mysterious strangers. Among its grand towers and bustling street, shops offer armor, weapons, mounts, and more. Enchanted objects, potions, and spells can be found for sale. Mind and body can be strengthened through training, and fortune can be foretold. For the traveler with some gold to spend, a visit to the city can give him the edge in survival in the most dangerous regions of the land. The opportunity one has within the city walls may make the difference between life and death in the Valley of Fire. Alright, so let's open it up and see what's in the box. Great artwork on the front as usual. We have the City expansion rulebook. Quick reference to all of the new additions. Component overview. So we're going to have the city board, city cards, armory cards, pet cards, magic imperium cards, potion cards, stable cards, wanted poster cards, neutral alignment cards, alternate ending cards, and of course character cards. So I don't know if I mentioned this, but there's a lot of cards. We get some character figures and setting it up, and expansion rules and how you must move through the city streets. Example of entering the city streets, encountering shops, using city cards, wanted posters, claiming bounties, alternate endings, trinkets, thrown in jail, shop decks, and some character lore. Alrighty. So we have, of course, our big cards. I'll look at those here in a minute. We have dun 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 dun, one of the big map boards. This will go into one of the corner pieces of the main board. So you can see it does take up quite a bit of extra space. So just keep that in mind. Will take up quite a bit of extra space, but there is a lot of new places. You're going to come in here, and then you must follow the arrows. Go this way, this way, this way, this way, and then back out. Of course, you can stop at any one of these different shops. There's the temple, the academy, the apothecary, the sorcerer, the magic imperium. This is the jail. You don't want to end up there. So lots of new places of interest. And then, of course, a boat ton of new cards for all those things we mentioned. And another pack of cards. And, of course, some plastic baggies, which we're going to put in there. We don't need these right now. And is there anything hidden down below? Yes! Our plastic miniatures, which we could paint. If we didn't paint like a 3-year-old, we could paint these. So, alright, so let's see what we have here, shall we? This should round out my complete collection for Talisman now. Completed. There's just a couple minor pieces. So we have the Thieves Guild. This is a alternate ending card, Thieves Guild. A character at the Crown of Command must roll a die, and on his turn, you must take one gold from other character. You must take an object from another character. You must take 2 objects from another character. When all remaining characters, let's see. Character on the Crown of Command can use an unlimited number of objects. When a gold or object must be taken and a character doesn't have one, they are killed instantly. If all other characters are killed, you win the game. So you basically take their gold and their items, and then they die if they don't have gold or items to give you. Nice. Assassin's Guild. Whenever a character starts his turn and does not have any face-up wanted posters, he must draw one from the top of the deck. Whenever a character claims the bounty on a wanted poster, the wanted poster is not discarded and instead is kept face-up in the character's play area. If a character is killed, he may keep up to 3 of his face-down wanted posters. The first character to reach the Crown of Command with 4 or more wanted posters. That makes sense, right? You're going around killing people, you're part of the Assassin's Guild. The Merchant's Guild. When this is the alternate ending, the amount of gold in the game is not limited. If all the gold coins on the game are taken, use some other tokens to represent additional gold pieces. When a character starts his turn and does not have any gold, he may gain 1 gold. The first character to reach the Crown of Command with 20 or more gold wins the game. And when we have, so those are the alternate endings. Super interesting. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new characters. Quite a bit. We have the Spy, which is a Strength 3, Craft 3, 4 life, a gold, and 4 fate. Once during your turn, you may take a secret look at the top of any deck. At any time during the game, you may look at the spell cards held by another character. Instead of rolling the die for your movement, you may shadow a character in the same region and teleport to his space. If you choose to do so, you cannot encounter that character during this turn. Of course, you are evil, and you start at any space with another character. Well, instead of rolling the die for your movement, you may shadow a character in the same region and teleport to his space. Oh, that's so thematic, right? Wow. We have the Tinkerer, who has 2 strength, 4 craft, 4 life, gold, and 3 faith. Special ability, you start the game with 3 objects of your choice from the purchased deck. You may turn any object you have into automated fowlers. You may use the ability and effects of automated fowlers as normal. Weapon and armor limits still apply. Automated fowlers are no longer considered objects and do not count towards your carrying capacity. After you encounter space and have drawn the required number of cards, you may discard an automated fowler and discard any number of cards on the space and draw new cards to replace them, which you must encounter. Whenever you encounter a construct, you may take it as an automated fowler instead of attacking it. However, while a construct is an automated fowler, you cannot use its ability. Okay, so you can't use the construct's abilities. However, while the construct is an automated, so you turn basically golems into your own automated constructs. Cool. We have the Bounty Hunter, who has, what does he have? 5 strength, 2 craft, 4 life, gold, and 2 fate. Whenever you defeat a character that does not match your current alignment in battle or psychic combat, you may gain 1 gold from the gold stockpile in addition to your normal reward. Whenever you kill an enemy, you may gain 1 gold. When you have a standoff during battle or psychic combat, you win the attack instead. and you may take one trophy of your choice from a character that you land on. Bounty Hunter makes sense. We have the Cat Burglar, 2 strength, 5 craft, 4 life, a gold, and 3 fate. Whenever you encounter a space with 2 or more cards, you may encounter the cards in any order you wish instead of the order of the encounter number. If 2 or more enemies have the same encounter number, they still fight together in the battle or psychic combat is normal. Whenever you visit a card or space that allows you to buy an object, you may burgle instead. To do so, choose one object that is available to purchase from the encounter, roll a die, and add the result to the object's cost. If the score is equal to or lower than your craft, you take the card for free. If the score is higher than your craft, you must pass your next turn and discard the object. So you're stealing things. So high craft. So craft of 5. You roll a die, add the object's object's cost. So if it costs 3, you roll a die, and if you roll 5 or less, you get it for free. Otherwise, you miss your turn as you're caught stealing. All right, next we have the Tavern Maid, strength 3, craft 3, 4 life, a gold, and 4 fate. Special ability, you start the game with 5 poison cards. Whenever you visit the tavern, you choose which result to use instead of rolling the die. If you move into a space that has any characters, you may end your move there and pour them a drink. If there are 2 or more characters, you choose the order in which you encounter them. The characters must give you 1 gold, if able, and roll a die. If you roll 1, you get a generous tip. Give the barmaid 1 of your objects. If you roll a 2, another round. Give the tavern maid another gold, if able, and roll again on this chart. If you roll a 3, 1 too many, miss your next turn. If you roll a 4, strange brew. You take your move as normal next turn, except that the tavern maid decides in which direction you move. Number 5, healthy brew. You gain a life. Number 6, 1 for the road. Give 1 poison card. Oh, so she would end up giving somebody else a poison card, huh? All right, and last but not least, we have the Elementalist. Strength of 1, craft of 1, life of 4, a gold, and 3 fate. So 1 and 1, not very good start in this, of course. At the start of the game, place 1 fate token on your character card as a elemental marker. Once during your turn, you may flip your elemental marker to its light or dark side. As long as your elemental marker has its light side face up, you add 4 to your strength. As long as your elemental marker has its dark side face up, you add 4 to your craft. You automatically kill enemy elementals without resorting to battle or psychic combat. You keep elementals as trophies as normal. All right, so that is a look at the city expansion. New interesting characters, some cool effects. Let's see what we have in the Woodland. The Woodland expansion. Ancient trees appear as the mist clears. For the first time in countless ages, the mystic wildland have returned to the mortal realms. Among the towering trees and along the twisted trails, wealth and power beyond comprehension can be found. But there are dangers as well. King Oberon and Queen Titania, ageless beings of fate and magic, will not brook invasion of the realm so lightly. You will pick sides in the struggle between the monarchs of the Fae or you will strive forward and choose your own path. All right, so let's see what we have in the box. Titania and Oberon. The Woodland. All right, of course, we have a rule book here, which the Mystic Woodlands, components, Woodland cards, adventure cards, 20 path cards, destiny cards, spell cards, character cards, alternate ending cards, and a bunch of tokens. Setup. Expansion rules. Leaving the woodlands, using woodland cards. Example of movement, entering the woodland, moving through the woodland. Light fate and dark fate. So each fate token has two sides, a gold side and a dark side. The light fate or the dark fate. Fate bound characters. Fate bound. Twisting path. Destiny cards. Meeting with destiny. Example of paths. Alternate endings. Encountering alternate endings. Rules for trinkets. Animals with craft. Titania and Oberon. And the character lore. Alright. Looks like we have some new tokens. We have, of course, some new cards. We'll look at those here in a minute. Of course, this is another one of our corner boards. This means we have all of the corner boards now. The city, the dungeon, the woodland, and the highlands. So those are the 4 corner boards. You can see, once again, lots of different areas. Come in here. It looks like you can go either way on this one. So that's interesting. Actually, you got to come in here. And around. Interesting. Okay. Of course, we have a ton of cards. Some more cards. Some more cards. Some plastic, which we won't need in this game. And let me guess. Some figures. Woohoo! And some figures. All right. Let's take a look at what we have here in the box. Come here, you. There we go. Judged by fate. These are alternate endings. Judged by fate. When revealed, all characters in the inner region are teleported to the portal of power, and your turn ends immediately. Characters cannot enter the inner realm for the rest of the game. At the start of each character's turn, he must roll 1 die to see what happens to him. He adds 1 to his die roll for each fate he has. So 1 or 2, he is killed. 3 or 4, he loses a life. 5 or 6, he loses all of his fate. 7 plus, he loses 1 fate. The last character alive wins. Oh, that's so interesting. That's so cool. That is Judged by Fate. Wanderlust. In order to use the alternate ending, you must be playing with the dungeon, the highlands, the city, and the woodland expansion. So the 4 corner pieces. During setup, instead of setting up the path deck as normal, shuffle the path deck and place it next to this card. Whenever a character enters the dungeon, the highlands, the city, or the woodland, he draws a random path card from the top of the deck. When a character with the path resolves the treasure room, the Eyrie, the town square, or the meeting with destiny space for the first time, he places his current path face down in his play area. If a character is killed, he keeps all of his face down path cards. The first character to reach the Crown of Command with 3 or more face down paths in this play area wins the game. So you got to Wanderlust, traveling around, exploring. You got to go to at least 3 of the 4 different locations and complete those. That's a good one. I like that. War of Seasons. In order to use this alternate ending, you must be playing with the rest of the Woodland expansion. When a character first reaches the Crown of Command, he places 1 Dark Fate or 1 White Fate on this card. Then each character loses all of his Dark Fate and all of his Light Fate, putting it on this card, and moves to the forest. Instead of encountering the forest, the characters who reach the Crown of Command gain 1 fate and take another turn. Let me read that again because I'm a little confused. When a character first reaches the Crown of Command, he places 1 dark or light fate on this card. Then each character loses all of their dark fate and all of their light fate, putting it on this card, and moves to the forest. Instead of encountering the forest, each character reaches the Crown of Command, gains 1 fate, and takes another turn. Instead of encountering the forest, the character who reached the Crown of Command gains 1 fate and takes another turn. If there is any fate on this card, when a character reaches the meeting with destiny, then instead of resolving the destiny effect on his path, he must attack Oberon in battle or Titania in psychic combat. If he is defeated, he loses all of his fate, moves to the forest, and ends his turn. Oberon has a strength of 10 and adds 1 to his strength for each dark fate on this card. Titania has a craft of 10 and adds 1 to her craft for each light fate on this card. The first character to defeat Oberon or Titania wins the game. All right, so we have a total of, looks like 5 new characters. Yep. So the Ancient Oak, strength of 3, craft of 2, a life of 4, a gold, and 2 fate. You begin the game with 1 growth token on your character card with either side face up. Whenever you turn in trophies to gain 1 point of strength or craft, you may put 1 growth token on your character card instead. You cannot have more than 5 growth tokens on your character card. For each growth token on your character card, increase your life value by 1. For each growth token on the red side face up, increase your strength by 1. And for each growth token with the blue side up, increase your craft by 1. At the start of your turn, you may flip your growth token to any side you want. When you end your turn in the woods or the forest, you may either heal 1 life or replenish 1 fate. You cannot use armor or weapons. That makes a lot of sense. All right, we also have the Totem Warrior, strength of 3, craft of 3, life of 4, a gold, and 2 fate. You begin the game with 1 axe from the purchase deck. When you defeat an enemy in battle or psychic combat, put 1 totem spirit token on your character card. You cannot have more than 3 totem spirit tokens on your character card. After dice are rolled in battle or psychic combat, you may discard one totem spirit token from your character card to add 1 to your attack score. At the start of your turn, you may discard one totem spirit token from your character card to either heal 1 life, replenish 1 fate, or gain 1 spell if your craft allows. The Laywalker, strength of 1, craft of 5, 4 life, a gold, and 3 fates. You begin your game with 3 portal tokens on your character card. Whenever a character not in the inner region casts a spell, you may place 1 portal token from your character card into his space. Instead of your normal move, you may teleport to any space with one of your portal tokens. After moving, return the portal token to your character card. Whenever you land on the ruins and or a space with one of your portal tokens, you may gain 1 spell if your craft allows. Whenever you're about to engage in battle, you may discard a spell to use your craft instead of your strength during that battle. So he's kind of a magical teleporter. Cool. Of course, we have the Spider Queen, strength of 2, craft of 4, 4 life, 2 gold, and 3 fate. You begin the game with a spider token on your character card. At the start of your turn, you may place 1 spider token from your character card onto any space with the character and its web side up. When you enter a space with a web token, you may immediately end your movement. When another character enters a space with a web, he must also immediately end his movement. Whenever a character ends his movement in a space with a web token, flip the token to its crawler side. Whenever a character on a space with a crawler token makes a roll, you may return a crawler token on his space to your character's card to add or subtract 1 from that roll to a minimum of 1. Tricky. Then we have the Scout, strength 3, craft 3, 4 life, a gold, and 3 fate. You begin the game with 5 hidden path tokens on your character card. When you draw an enemy, stranger, or place, you may place one of your hidden path tokens from your character card onto that card. If you do so, draw 1 extra card and add it to your space. You may choose not to encounter cards with hidden path tokens on them. Other characters cannot encounter cards with a hidden path token on them. They still count as face-up cards in that space. If a card with a hidden path token is removed from the space, return the token to your character card. When you roll the die for movement, you may add 1 to the result, and you need not roll the die in the chasms, the crags, or forests unless you wish to. You may choose to roll, but you must accept the results. Alrighty, so that is a look at the Woodland. Some new cards to play with, some new locations, some new alternate ending cards, some new characters, and of course the minis, and of course tokens for all those things we just talked about. Web tokens. Here's the spirit tokens. This looks like the what's it called? Hidden path tokens. Here's your red, blue or red tokens. Here's your portal tokens. So it's all about the tokens for this expansion. That is a look at the Woodland. I keep calling it the Wildlands, but it's not. It's the Woodland and the Cine expansion for Talisman, the Magical Quest game revised 4th edition. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys liked this. And if you did, let me know. Leave a comment down below. And let me know if you've tried any of these expansions and if you liked them, which one you did. and which one we should add to our Talisman game if we get it out to play it, or both of them. Alright guys, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.